Adonai Kim Adonai Chesed V'Adonai V'hi Chesed Shalom Amen. Hash V'Galos Man Korev Amen.
We speaking yesterday about the big schar that awaits an individual, was Rabbi mentioned when he does a menial test, does something that's little which is beneath him, below his stature in life, and going out God will be sold Zev Gusman. I remember I was learning by him, and it was about 12:31 in the morning. We were sitting in this medrash, and we heard some kind of clanging. We turned around, we saw he was emptying out ashtrays for cigarette butts. So the other ran over to take away to do the job there. He should go out empty ashtrays. He said, no. He said, he has a cheshbon. He said, because to take a schiris as a Rosh Yeshiva is a shtickle shayde. He said, because the Baruch said, Mani bechinam, avta bechinam. Baruch learned the Kaddish al Torah mitzvahs without any reward. So you're supposed to copy the example of the punishment. So to take schir just for being Rosh Yeshiva, so shayde you could take, but this way he's like a janitor. The janitor, that's Kosher did. Kosher girlfriend did. Well, down it's Shabbos tomorrow morning, like always, not 8 o'clock in Mishnah. In Parshas Pinchas state, Ki Torim Heim Lachem, because they hated you, Rafvanka, Lechem, Shenichu Lachem Algar Priyor. That you were machshel you, the machshel the Klal Yisrael, so didn't Aveda Zorah, they should serve Aveda Zorah. There was a problem in Eretz Yisrael, Sinag Desha. There was a problem in Eretz Yisrael with undesirables coming in, crossing the borders, coming to Eretz Yisrael, and they're trying to stop that in all ways, like Trump was trying to build a wall around by Mexico, all those drug addicts, those terrorists shouldn't come into this country, and Obama took and released from Guatemala, he released in the hundreds of terrorists with drug addicts, all he that they should circulate throughout all over America. But so they're trying to stop that from crossing the borders, and many they were coming in. So if somebody from Sudan, a Sudanese citizen, he opened up a restaurant in Eretz Yisrael. It was a very popular restaurant, well attended. And there were, unfortunately, a lot of Yidden that visited the restaurant, wasn't kosher, and he noticed, what did he know about kashrus? He noticed there was a lot of Yidden. He saw them wearing they were wearing yarmulkes. He asked what that is. He said those are Orthodox Jews. So he noticed that they just passed his restaurant like it didn't even exist. So he couldn't understand why none of them, not one of them ever walked in his restaurant. Here would you'd say it wouldn't be a crowd, but at least some should come. It was a very popular restaurant. So he discovered kashrus. So he said, "Oh, what does that mean? I'd love to make it kosher. They'll get that crowd." So he said, "Well, you have to go to. There's organizations that issue certificates. They have their supervising rabbis come do it. So well, why not? All right." So he goes down to to the conscious organization and tells them the story. He wants to make his restaurant kosher. So they went to ask Fishbain, are they allowed to supervise his restaurant to make it kosher? number one, you'll encourage other undesirable citizens to come into Eretz Yisrael. If he'll establish himself so well, respectability and with comfort, so it will invite others to come in, and also the kind of crowd that they'll mix with over there, to try with chasnos, with intermarriage, with assimilation, Yiddish kinder with chicks, with kotzim. So that's the shy what to do. So they wanted to bring a raya, and they thought perhaps they should do it because it'll be mezakeh all those Yidden that never that they don't know what kashrus is, the Ladinish and kashrus, it'll be mezakeh them with kosher dinners. So the more Bamnasi said, you don't have to be more certain that let them stumble in their blindness, more certain and you don't have to be the Rebbeinu Shalom's policeman. It's not necessary. So then they want to bring a raya. The Gemara Megillah brings that Mordechai Tzaddik, Mordechai Yehudi, by the Surah from Achashverosh, that the Yidden were nenished Russia, and they were nenished because of that. So he was a mashgiach on the everything that was served in the at the students. He even put in wood into the on the fire so you shouldn't be bishalakum completely. But there's enough yeminim from Mordechai by the students Asherish, because first of all he made public heartzige drushes that nobody should go to those dinners, to those students. Nobody should go there. And there wasn't the shaila of bringing in Eretz Yisrael, bringing undesirables into Eretz Yisrael. So from Mordechai Tzaddik, Mordechai Yehudi would not be a raya that you should give a hashgacha. Sure should. But then again, the Rambam in Hilchos Avodas Zarah, Rambam brings that Tishyodaya Hel Yoina, that this man, that the Klal Yisrael is Eretz Yisrael, and they have the upper hand, and they can stop people from coming in, so that they should, by all means, stop them from settling into Eretz Yisrael, and only those that are kind Sheva Mitzvahs b'nei Noach, only Azachah Goyim, the Chsiyum Soilim, that do what's expected of them, so they should be, they can be allowed to come in. But here, it wouldn't be right from here. So they should not be allowed to come in. Then they wanted to bring a raya. There was a psak from Moshe Zechatzak. There was in Manhattan a very well attended, a fancy restaurant, and it wasn't kosher. And a lot of Yidden or Nishul used to go there. So yes, decided if they should they have a Mashiach there, should talk to the owner that they should make it kosher. So Moshe said that definitely, he should definitely be Zakir, all of those that are eating that are initial tarpers. This will save them from Gehenna, save them from eating tarpers. harvest, and they should, but he should use his discretion. If he asked you all the discretion, he said, the owner said it was one problem. He said that there are those that the man, everything will come in, whatever they bring in will be under Hashgoher. So he said there's those that, it was a Fishbain restaurant, so those that wanted to order after dinner dairy ice cream, milkshakes. So he said you have to use his discretion how to deal with it, but he definitely should deal with deal with his own discretion also. There's so felt that perhaps that they should give the rest to Hashgohet. There's a very moving, beautiful story. From in Eretz, a slain Schroedinger soldier that he was dragged in to Arab territory, to Egyptian territory, war, and then after they killed him, they brought him back and dumped him back in Schroedinger territory. It was a horrible scene. His eyes were gouged out. It was a horrible scene, and his mother came there to pick up the body, and there was a news reporter that was interviewing her, and she was telling them how her husband was a pilot, and he safeguarded the skies of Eretz Yisrael, and then her son also he safeguarded the skies in Eretz Yisrael until the without a quiver in her voice, she was telling the Messias Nevish how they fought and guarded the border should be safe. And she had with her little son, her 10-year-old son, and he turned to his mother, he said, when will I be, Mommy, when will I be big enough to take my brother Uri's place? So the news reporter turned around and covered his eyes in tears, and he said, I vow that such people shall never, never be destroyed.
What was the maskana? What was the maskana with the restaurant? What was the maskana with the restaurant?
What?
What was the maskana then with the restaurant?
I think they relied on Rabbi.
Okay.
It was, but now.
Let's talk about Baruch Zaki says Yisrael.